Hello everyone, welcome to GLECTA and I hope you are all doing fine. So, how has it been? It's been so long that we've not talked to each other. I've not had an NVR live recently. How has it been? Okay, Shashi Porter, that would be Ankita I think, says hi Miss. Hi Ankita. Reshna says hi. Hi. Mothership is here. Hi Annie. Hi. How are you? Okay. Isn't someone supposed to be talking? I am talking. Can you hear me now? Okay, perfect. That's nice. Hi Manaha. How are you? That's really good. Perfect. Okay. Now that I see you guys here, let's start with the first ritual that I always do before I actually begin with the subject, which is going to be the introduction about GLECTA. So this is for everyone who is here, but especially it is for the kids that have joined the NVR Live for the first time. Who is GLECTA? GLECTA is an online tutoring platform which provides services to 11+, KS3, GCSEs and A-levels, and for all the major boards out there. So if you haven't enrolled with us yet, I would really want you guys to go on. You have the contact information below me. Click on that, join the live, and also join the classes as soon as possible. And now, before beginning about the topics of today, whoever has not liked the video, like the video, share it with your friends so more people can watch it, so that whatever I'm going to teach you can help more than enough kids for their 11+. And 11+ is coming very, very soon now. So all the best, first of all, everybody. And I really want to tell you guys that you do not have to be scared. Recently, a lot of kids have said that we're not very sure how to do this, and are things going to be different in the exam hall? Yes, a little, yes. But at the same time, don't focus on anything else. Focus on what you know. And once you do that, you will be able to solve the questions. So just make sure that you are focused, you know what you're doing, and you understand your concepts well. Once you are there in that head zone, I don't think anybody can stop you ever. So be confident everyone, all the best. I have my wishes for you out there, for everyone who's going to give 11+ this time. And I really, really hope that you guys are ready. And if you are not, if you guys have any doubts, I'm going to discuss a few topics today. So while that, or you guys can always be the most interactive kid in the session to get a free live session for you, just for you, so it can be a one-on-one session. So talking about what we're going to cover today, so we're going to talk about NVR topics. That would be analogies, specifically series. We're going to talk about rotation, 3D building blocks, reflection, and fold and hold punched papers. Now these are the topics that I think a lot of kids have problems with. But at the same time, these are also the topics that are very, very important for the exam point of view. Why? Because rotation, reflection are two topics that are used in almost every other concept. Even in series, you would see. So these are very, very important topics. So I hope you guys are going to stay tuned till the end of the session. Now, for this time, I have some rules. So Fizza says hello. Hello Fizza, how are you? Now talking about what are the rules for today. So today's live is going to be very, very specific. Now because I know that you guys always try to do your best while answering the questions, so I will try to do that. But at the same time, we're going to be time specific and we're going to try and cover all the topics that I've decided for today. Otherwise, I think a lot of kids have problems and I really don't want to leave the topic of punch holes. So let's be quick, let's be very specific, and I will give you guys, let's let's say 30 seconds to answer each question. 30 seconds is actually too much. Let's make it 15. So try and do your question in 15 minutes, and then we're going to move on to the answers. Now, the first thing about analogies. Now, I did start discussing analogies in the last class. Mothership says I have 5 slides left. Oh, all the best. I know you can do it, Abdul, and I really am hoping that you would clear it. Just be confident, know that you can do it, and just be there. You're going to do great. You're going to be very, very good at the exam. Don't worry about that. Just be confident, okay? And practice and take your time. Don't panic in the exam. You know how to do it. You know what are the concepts. You're very good at understanding those. So don't panic. Be very specific and you'll be great, okay? All the best. Okay. Now let's move on to analogies. In analogies, these are the basic topics that we have. These are the basic types that we have in analogies. So the first is pattern. Pattern is when basically something is moving. For example, so let's say I have these 5 boxes. In the first one, I have a circle at the top. In this one, I have it here. Then let's say here. Then again at the top, and you have to find out where it's going to be in the 5th one. So, instead of looking them differently, try to understand that the box is the same. It's only the circle that's moving. So try to understand if the circle is moving clockwise or is it moving anti-clockwise, and that would do the trick. So it would pretty much clear all the doubts that you may have. So that may be a pattern. Or maybe, like, let's say, it can be something moving. Example, lines can be moving as well. For example, this, then this, then this, then this. You have to find out the 5th one. So you would see that the lines are moving ahead. I know you guys are really young and I don't think you must have played the game. But when I was old, when I was younger, we had a game called Snakes. And we used to play it on keypad cell phones. So in that, the snake moves around. It's almost like that snake. So it goes, turns, and then it goes and turns. So that's what is happening here. So that's how you can figure it out where the next figure is going to be. For example, for the first one, it should go back to the point where it started from. While for the next one, both the lines should be at the bottom. So like this, you guys can figure out the pattern. You just have to look at it very carefully. Coming to rotation. Now, some kids that have Mothership says I still play it. That's really nice. It's a good game to play. Okay, anyways, moving on to rotation. A lot of kids have a lot of problems in rotation, but I always say one thing that you should always do when it comes to rotation, and it is try to understand it through a clock. Because 90-degree rotation is something that we can easily see. It is something that's quite obvious to us. It was like this, now it went like this. It's definitely 90 degrees rotation. What is that game called? Physics called Snake. So when I'm talking about rotation, if the rotation is not 90 degrees, then the kids get confused. So when I say you should take the reference of the clock, I mean at the top I have 12, I have 3, then I have 6, then I have 9. This is how we have a clock, right? And if, let's say, I have a figure, let's say it is like this. If this is my figure, try to imagine that it's been placed right in the middle of my clock and try to see where this is. So this must be 1, this must be 2. This corner of this figure is pretty much between 1 and 2. Then try to understand it with the second one. So maybe it would go like this. Then you would have to understand, again, imagine a clock around it, and you would see that this is almost between 4 and 5. So like this, imagine a clock and try to understand that. Once you understand that, once you understand how you can understand rotation by a moving clock, it would be very, very easy for you guys to make sure that for the next time when the rotation questions come, you understand it. Coming to reflection. Now I know that you guys may know it very well, but there are two, or rather I should say, because now you're almost at the end, 3 types of reflection. There's one, let's say this is F. If it's a vertical reflection, it goes like this. If the same has been horizontally reflected, it's like this. And if the same one has been reflected diagonally, so it is like this, it would go sideways. So like this, it goes this, it would be this. So the darkest F is the diagonal one. So make sure that you understand something that's placed like this, if is reflected diagonally, it would go down like this. This technique helps you in paper folding as well. It's the exact same, because we can fold the paper vertically or horizontally, but we can also fold the paper diagonally. So make sure that whenever diagonal folding of the paper happens, you understand that it is this way. Again, something that's like this, it would go like this. Make sense? I hope this is now clear, and I hope you guys are not going to make a mistake in diagonal ones, although I am going to show you more figures to make you guys understand this better, but please make sure that you understand the concept. Coming to number play. So far I have not seen a very complex number play in any of the series or analogies. So the easiest one can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it can be like this. And it can also be, for example, if, how can you say that? Okay, why do you think Abdul is wrong? Okay, let me try and make you guys understand this other way. Let's say a piece of paper was folded on this line like this. The middle line was folded. Abdul, what you're talking about is rotation. What I am talking about is reflection. Try to understand this, that if the dot is here and the paper is opened again on the diagonal line, the dot would be here. So something that was like this goes like this. Okay, tell me, how do you think it should be done? Do you think if F is diagonally reflected? Oh, are you guys talking about the F lines? Should I say that it's like this? Is that what you're talking about? When I do this topic again, when we're going to do paper foldings, you guys would understand this better. Abdul now understands. But for those who have not understood this, when I am going to do paper foldings, you guys would understand this better. Okay? So talking about the number play, it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it can be something increasing at each point, or it can be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So something increases, decreases, increases, decreases, increases, decreases. So it can be like that, or it can be 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, then 4 times 4. So like that also it can keep on increasing, but in pairs. So 1 times 1, then the same figure would be repeated twice, then the next figure would be repeated thrice. So like that it can go forward. Make sense? These are the basic number plays. Also, one thing that a lot of kids forget to do, whenever you guys have a shape, and I literally mean when you have a shape, always first thing that you guys should do is count the number of sides. And if there's anything around the shape, let's say line, let's say there's a cross, there's a circle, whatever it is, count the number of sides in the shape and then count the number of dots and stuff. Try to always match if they're same. Try to always understand if they're almost, related. If it's like number of sides are 5, number of dots are 6. So 5 plus 1 is 6. Try to always find the relation between what's the figure and what are the beside designs. So always make sure that you actually understand the relation. Now moving on to, now you guys, I think you guys all know, okay, Fizza says, is number play a pattern of numbers? Not exactly, Fizza, it's still about shapes, but let's say the first shape is just a line, the second one has 2 lines, the third one is a triangle, then a square, then a pentagon, so like this. So you may start from, let's say 3, so like that. It may be number of sides, but the number is increasing each time. So you should understand, and that's why I said that if you see a figure, always the first thing that you should do is try to count the number of sides. Because once you're done counting the number of sides, you would understand if there's a relationship with numbers. Make sense? Fizza, is it clear for you now? Okay, perfect. Now, coming to, you guys all know how to do series. So there would be 5 figures, out of which 5, at least 1 would be missing, and you have to figure out which one on the right hand side, which is the options, should take the place of the missing shape. So you guys see 2 questions on the screen, question number 1 and question number 2. I am going to quickly start the timer for you guys so that you guys can start doing your question. Are you ready? 3, oh, I have to get out. There you go. 3, 2, 1, go everyone. So these are 2 questions. 30 seconds would be more than enough. So it's going from 30 to 1 minute. Once it shows 1 minute, I'm going to stop the timer and I'm going to ask you guys the questions. Quickly everyone. And the time is up. Who says what for the answers? I don't see anybody answering. Did you guys figure out the question? Anyone? Okay. Abdul says E. Very good. I think that's for the question number 1. So Abdul says E. Do I tell what answer 1 here? Yes, you have to tell both the answers. 2 is E. Okay. Both of them are E, Abdul? So Abdul says 2 is E. For this question, I think I should take my face still out so that you guys can see the question clearly. Okay. Abdul says for 2 it is E. And what about the other one? There you go. 1 is B. Abdul says 1 is B. What about the others? I don't see. 1 is C, says Reshna. That's a nice name. Okay. What about question number 2? Question number 2, Nasreen also says it is E. Okay. 1 is B. Okay. So 1 is B or C, and for everyone 2 is E. what if I say both of you, all of you are wrong here? Okay, let's see this. Now, I just told you guys that series questions can be about rotation, right? It's pretty similar to that. The first one is talking about rotation. Even the second one is talking about rotation. Let's see how. So I'm going to focus on this bigger one. This is the biggest one. So I'm going to focus on this one. So it was on the right top corner. Then this one came at the right bottom corner. That's the biggest one. Now, moving on to the next one. This should be here on this side, right? Okay, you say my name is Tahani, that's okay. Thank you for telling me your name. Okay, so you guys see it? It's going down. Do you guys understand this? Now if it is going down, it's going to go to the other side, be like this. Oh no, it would be the other way. So if it is like this, the biggest one should be on this side here, bottom left corner. So it should be here. No, Tahani, it should be the biggest one. The biggest one. Exactly, Abdul. Oh, you guys should always focus on one, because there's too many lines. If you focus on all of them, you'll get confused. Just focus on one, look at where that big one is moving or the smallest one. You can always take this one or the other one, any one. You just have to look at one, focus on that, and keep on focusing on that, and you'll get your answer, which for this one should be D. Now everybody said second is E. It's quite not so. Let's focus on this single white dot. It is at 9. Then here it is at 12. Then it goes at 1 and 2, in the middle of 1 and 2. Then it goes at 3. Which means between 9 and 12, it should have been between 10 and 11. Here, it's not here. Here, I do have it, but then both the white dots are together, so it can't be that. This has it. This one does not have it. Even E does not have it. So just focus on one dot and keep on focusing on that. So for that reason, it is C, not E. Oh, Abdul said it in the wrong order? Probably, maybe. Okay. Yes, Abdul? You don't understand Fizza? Okay, let's take it from the top then. Okay. So for the second question, Fizza, I want you to look at just this dot. If I have to go for it, I did not understand that it was a missing blank. Oh, okay. So Fizza, this one is on the left hand side, and on a clock, left hand side middle is 9 o'clock, right? So let's say this one is pointing towards 9. This top one, let's say, is pointing towards 12. Then this would be between 1 and 2 on the clock. And this as at 3 o'clock. You guys get it? So from 9, it going clockwise up. This much makes sense. It should be clockwise rotation. Nasreen, it is clockwise rotation from 9 to middle 10 and 11, then 12, then 1 and 2, and then 3. So it's going like this. And if it is, my single white dot should be between 10 and 11 here. A does not have it, it's a black dot. B does not have it because both the white dots are here. C has it. D has a black dot here, so no. E also has a black dot here, so no. Which means the answer for this question is going to be C. Yes, you have to fill the missing blank. Oh, this is the missing blank. Okay, the next time I'll underline it, okay? Okay, let's start with the next question, which is these two. So again, I'm going to get to the sides. There you go. And we can start with your timer for 30 seconds. Both the questions should be done within 30 seconds. So go for it. I got it, Abdul. I got it. This is the gap and this is the gap. Oh, you thought it was intentional. Okay. Now this time I've underlined where you have to fill the gap in. So make sure that you do it. It's okay, Abdul. Okay, let's do this, everyone. Are you guys now ready with the answers? I see nobody is answering. Why is that? Do you guys not get the question? Go for it. We just did 2 questions of rotation. I'm pretty sure you guys can do this ones as well. Try to do that. 4th is B. Okay, Abdul says it is B here. What about the others? Okay. Tahani says, is there numbers on the points? What do you mean by numbers on the points? Abdul, I got it, that 4 is B, perfect. What about the 3rd one? What do you guys think of the 3rd one? I can't see if there is any number on the point of the stars. No, there's not numbers, it's just lines, random lines. So they're like ugly lines, like these. So no, they're not points, they're just lines. Can you zoom in? Okay. Can you see it now? It does not make a difference, they're just random lines. Abdul, you have not told me the answer of question number 3rd. Nobody has told me the answer for anything. 3rd is E. Okay, Abdul says 3rd. Manha says it's A. Abdul says it's E. Okay, A and E. So I have a fight between A and E. Okay, let's look at this. Now, like I said, focus on one. So let me focus on this one, because this top one, look at it very carefully. It's a very different one. It's a curve than another curve. So I'm going to focus on this one. This one is at 12, then at 3. So it is rotated. So from this one, it has gone to the side one. So now it should be here on the bottom side, because now it is at 9 and then 12. On the clock, everyone, again, from 12, it has gone to 3, then there's a gap, then it goes to 9 and then back at 12. So it's going clockwise rotation. Let's find out the answers in the comment section. Now, this one has it, this one has it, this one has it. But it's a rotation, not a reflection again. So if this is rotating, it can't make C. C is reflected. Do you guys see it? Focus on this top and then C. C is a reflection, and so is E. E is also reflected. The bottom ones should have looked like A and B. Now that I have got it down to A and B, let's look at other ones. So on the left hand side, I have a figure like this. It's like almost a heart. So it's like this. So this one should be almost like a heart. This is also almost like a heart. Let's go to the next one. So like this, if you check all of them, you would know that this A is the exact one, because in B, this one is reflected. I changed my mind. Okay, Abdul, yes, it is A. Perfect. Now you guys see why it is A? Perfect. Now, Did you guys like the video? Did you guys subscribe the video to your friends? Did you subscribe the channel and did you share the video to your friends? Are you doing that? You should be doing that. Okay, moving on to the third question. For the fourth question, yes, 𝗪𝗏𝗁, that's right, it is A and A is correct. And yes, yes, Abdul, I saw that you changed your mind before I explained anything else. And okay, so now let's move on to question number 3. Fizza, they're both rotation. Both of them are rotation. And all you have to do is focus on how they are rotating. So, always when you're dealing with rotation, imagine something as a clock. Something at the top, at 3, at 6, and then at 9, and then at 12. So if you do it like a clock, you would understand it better. I think after a few slides, I would have a clock to explain it better to you. So just bear with me for a few minutes. Coming to question number 4, there's only Abdul who said that it's B. Nobody has explained anything else to me. And the answer to this question is B. So now again, the same thing, it is rotating. It's going like this, then it would go like this, then this, then this. It's a simple question of rotation, and for that reason it should be B. It could have been D, guys, as well, but the arrow in this D is pointing downwards. It is up here, so it should be sideways, which is in B, not D. So like that, you guys can see the differences and you guys can understand that it is all about rotation. Abdul is happy. And are you guys downloading the mock test? I think the mock test would have a lot of questions about rotation and reflection maybe. So download the mock test so that you guys can use that at home, solve those questions, and make sure that if you guys have any doubts, for those who have already joined GLECTA, we can discuss them in the classes. For those who have not, join the classes. And there you go, Fizza. That's your clock. Now, for the clock, Fizza, all you have to do is just understand where it is going. And that's it. So, for example, in the star question, that this thing was at the 12, then it went on to sideways like this, then it should have gone bottom at like this. So it's from 12, 3, 6, and then it should have been 9, which is like this. So that's how you see the clock. I downloaded it. That's nice. 𝗪𝗏𝗁 says I might. Okay, 𝗪𝗏𝗁, try it. Okay. The easiest way, like I always say, to understand rotation is to understand the clock. You guys, if you get the clock, if you understand that it goes from 12 to 1 to 2 to 3, you would understand smaller rotations as well. And even the 90-degree rotations would make more sense to you. Fizza, does that make sense to you now? Is this clearer? Who else has a problem in rotation? Quickly tell me. I have a clock right in front of me. I'll explain it now. Whenever any part of rotation confuses you guys just have to understand that if I put this thing in a clock, where is it going? If you understand that part, almost every other thing can be solved pretty easily. Okay? So just focus on where is it going in the clock. Let's try questions now. Perfect, Fizza, that's nice. Okay, now let's start with the questions. I hope you guys are ready. So again, we would have a timer for 30 seconds and these are your questions. Look at them very carefully and I am going to start the timer really soon. So 3, 2, 1, there you go. Anytime, Fizza. Go for it, everyone. First is C, says Abdul. Okay, Abdul says it's C. Try to do the next one as well, Abdul. Ankita, hi. Can you start solving the questions? It's a question of rotation. You have to figure out which one is a rotation. Abdul says second is B. So this was 1, this was 2. Who else can answer? I can only see Abdul's answer. Oh, Tahani has said C. Manha says C. So most of the kids think for the first one it is C. And then Manha says A, which means the second one is A. Okay. Nasreen says the same. The first one is C, second one is A. All of you guys are correct. Why were you guys not able to solve series then? I thought you guys understood rotation. Like in those questions we were doing rotation itself. How could you guys not understand that rotation? All of you guys are correct that it is C and A. So this one was going up anti-clockwise, and once you do that you would get C. For this one it was just tiny bit anti-clockwise, rotated just a tiny bit, and you get A out of it. Fizza, for which one do you think it's E? For the first one? Okay, Fizza, if you think it's E, for example, if I rotate it the other way, this would not be here. I would have the block first. And for that reason, it can't be E, because E has these tentacles first and then the block. It should have been the block first. So, I hope you guys understand the questions now. Perfect. Let's all move on to the next ones. These are your next questions, question number 3 and 4. And again, I'm starting the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. I know, Abdul, you said A. Okay. Okay, next set of questions, everyone. Are you guys doing it? Because we're almost up with the time. And the time is up. Who's done the questions now? Third is B, says Abdul. Okay, Abdul. What about, okay, Tahani says it's A. Okay, A is in the competition as well. Okay, Tahani's changed her mind and she says it's B, okay. What else? What about the question number 4, guys? What's the answer for question number 4? Four is C. Okay, Abdul and Mahana both said that 4 is C. Now that your answers are logged, I'm very happy to tell you guys that they're both correct. So this one was rotated clockwise a bit, and this one was also rotated clockwise a bit to get the answers B for the third one and C for the fourth one. So this is correct. I'm very proud of you guys, and I'm really glad seeing, Fizza answer, and I'm very, very glad that she's understanding now. Just focus on the figures very much, and whenever you can't figure it out, take 1 point and try to rotate it through that 1 point. Almost imagine like you can punch a hole through a pen through it and rotate it. So do that and maybe you'll get your answers. Okay, I know you did, Fizza. Okay, 3D building blocks. How many of you guys actually remember playing with Lego? Do you guys still play with Lego? How many of you still play Lego? Okay. Oh, Tahani is happy. Yes, Fizza, you said it first. Okay. Abdul says he plays it. That's nice. Or have you played it? Is it past tense now? If you guys understand, I hate this. Okay, I understand the feeling, but at the same time, okay, Fizza says I still have Lego. That's nice, Fizza. Now, this is what is important. It's very, very important. If you guys have ever played with Lego, the building block questions would make all the more sense to you. Because in this one, you would get a figure on the left-hand side, and you would get a set of Legos or blocks on the right-hand side. You would have to figure out using which one blocks from the right-hand side can I make the Lego final figure on right-hand side, like this question. So I'm going to try and do the first question with you guys so that it becomes easy for you. So Abdul says he's played it. Manha loves them, I'm glad. Okay, you hate 3D building blocks, Abdul? It's a good question that may actually come in the exam. Don't hate on it. Okay, I have huge Legos and small Legos. That's nice, Fizza. So they can help. Okay, let's come to the first question of Lego. It is like this. Now, the first thing that you should understand is whenever on a left-hand side figure you see a line, that line means it is a different block. It's not the same one. So, you have to figure out using which Legos out of A, B, C or D can you actually make the Lego that's given to you, the building block that's given to you on the left-hand side. Which one do you think it can be? First one is B. You said you hated building blocks, but you're still the first one to answer. Abdul says it's B. Okay, now you guys are telling me the stories of Lego. You made a couch and a dog. You made a caravan. That's nice. Coming back to the question, Abdul, you're very right. It is B. Like I said, the line signifies it's a different Lego. So I see this Lego, this longer one, and this top one. So this is the longest one, then the middle one, and the smallest one. Big one, middle one, smallest one. It should be B. Now, using the exact same strategy, try to do the second question. Wherever you see a line, it's a different block. Just keep that in mind and keep on doing questions. Abdul has already done it very fast, Abdul. I'm very proud of you for that. So he says it's D. What other options do you guys think it can be? Okay, Tahani says it's D. Okay. Fizza says it's D. Perfect. Mana says, okay, she was talking about the last one. Okay. The first one is B. Yes, Fizza, the first one was B. And the answer to the second question is D. That is correct. Okay, so I need a long one. Then, because I don't see a line between these, that means that's a 2 block, and this is also 2 block. And then I have a middle block again. Long one, 2 block, 2 block, long, middle one. So it should be D. Perfect. You guys have played Lego good time. Okay, let's try and do the third and fourth question. But this time, 30 seconds for you guys to finish both the questions. But before that, let's look at this. We always talk about how if you are the most interactive kid in the sessions which are live every single Wednesday and Saturday on our YouTube channel, you guys can be the lucky kid who will get a free session. So if you guys keep on communicating with me through comment section and you guys keep on giving me right answers, maybe you are going to be the next child. But also, the second most important thing that's written on the screen here is that all the new batches have already started. So if you have done it, yet you have enrolled with us, then it's great. If you have not enrolled with us yet, then I would say you're a little late, but never too late. So quickly enroll with us, join the classes so that you're not missing a lot of it, and I hope you guys would do it on time. And for those who need any kind of contact information from us, it is given to you in the chat section, and it's going on below me as well. So whichever one suits you, do that. And with that, let's move on to your next two questions. Okay, moving on to question number 3 and 4. Let's start your timer for 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. What do you mean by watches? This is my first day. Tahani, we have classes as well. This is a live session, it's free for all. But we also have private classes for kids with different batches. So that's what I mean by batches. In the batches as well, we are teaching things that are important for 11 plus, and we've been doing mock tests there. I'm telling them more tricks there. So if that helps you, you can take admission now. Thank you, but I won last lesson, Mothership. Oh, you did. I think it was on last Wednesday. Yeah, that you did. I remember that. Okay, now that the time is over, let's start discussing the questions. Abdul said, oh, James is here. James says third is D. Okay, James. Abdul says it's D. Okay. And fourth is C, says James. Okay. Okay, so third is D, fourth is C. Should that be correct? Can that be correct? Okay, let's see. So let's start with the third one. I see this, then I see this, then I see this, this and this. So if nothing I see, 4 blocks, 1, 2, 3, and this top one has 4. So what all should I have? I should have a middle size one, this one, okay, and these and this one. So I should have one this, one long, 2 shorts. It is D. Perfect. And moving on with fourth question. Okay, for the question number 4. Okay, Mothership says it is A for the fourth question. Who else wants to change their answers? Manha says 4 is A. Okay, Manha. I think 3 is B. Okay. Okay, let's look at this for Fizza again. Fizza, this is 1 because I see a line here and I see a line here, which means this one is individual. So that's 1. Then I have this bottom middle one, which is correct. Then I have this and then this. This can be a L1, which means this and this can be the same, or the top one or the side ones can be same. If I have 2 middle ones and 2 small ones, it would explain these 2, but this middle one cannot be explained with that. So it can't be B for the third one. Now coming to fourth, everyone does say A, and it is A. Now let's look at it. I need a lot. So this is definitely, okay. So I have this one. It can be this. So it can be like this. Or this one is pretty clear to us that it's like this. So that's there. And then we have a block coming out. Okay, and then I think it's a single block at the back. Well, perfectly explained. So if I put this one here, like rotate it and keep it in the middle, put this block here, put the long one here, and get this one at behind this, I would get A. Using all the blocks in the A, I can make the figure on the left. So that is correct for everyone. Question number 4 is A. Now coming to reflection, like I said, I wanted to do all the questions with you guys, but maybe, how is 4A? Okay. Okay, this one, Manha, imagine what is the block behind this. This is your first one, this one. Now you get it? So you put one block here, one below it, and then one block behind it. That is the logic. That's how you get 4 as A. Moving on to reflection. So I may not be able to do punching hole questions today, but let's try to understand reflection to the least. Reflection can be done, like I said, 3 ways: vertically, horizontally, and diagonally. Vertically and horizontally are pretty easy to understand if you ask me, but diagonally is always a question. So first is, this is how this figure can be reflected vertically. Pretty easy. It was like this, you flip it. That's it. One flip. So if my thumb is going towards the left, now it would go towards the right. So that's reflection, that is vertical. But diagonally it goes little different. Like I said, if it's like this, it would go like this. Pretty much the same. Like this goes this. So if it's my thumb like this, diagonally reflected, it would go like this. Okay, so my thumb is like this, it will go like this. So this would be my hand. I can't even show you guys how it would go, but this is how it goes. Make sense to everyone? Okay, Tahani says she likes reflection. I'm glad. This is the easiest thing reflections are. Pretty much. But when questions, and I would say rather difficult, tricky questions come, a lot of kids get confused. So let's try to quickly do 2 questions of reflection and 2 questions of punch hole papers. So these are the first 2 questions. Let's start the timer for 30 seconds and 3, 2, 1, go. Mothership says first is A. Okay. Okay, Fiza says first is C. Okay. These are the 2 competitors here. And what about the second one? Second is C. Can I tell you guys? First is not A. This is rectangle at the bottom. This is tinier rectangle, which is present in C, not A. So now it's not C, it is not A, it is C. For the second one, everybody who has said it till now has said it correctly, that 2 is C. So it is correct. Focus on only one thing. Let's focus on these 2 lines and these 2. So I want these 2. So I want these 2, but these 2 are very distant, so they can't be it. This, and these, and the C fits the profile perfectly, so it should be C. Perfect, everyone. So question number 2 is C. Perfect. Now these are the contact informations for us. You should join us on different channels to stay updated for all the things that we do at GLECTA. It should be your Telegram, your YouTube, and our Facebook channel. Now moving on to questions of Queen Elizabeth that we had, but let me ask you only one of these. So why do you think Queen Elizabeth always signed her letters in initials with Elizabeth R? So every time that you see a letter or a statement that used to come from the Queen, so have you ever seen that at the end of it the signature is always said Elizabeth R? She did not use a surname, right? So why do you think it was Elizabeth R? Oh, Abdul knows it. That's nice. R is Regina, and Regina means queen in Latin, so that's why she used it. The second question was if she pays taxes, or she paid taxes. So she didn't have to, but she anyways did. So that's a nice thing to do for the country. Now let's quickly move on to these two questions. 30 seconds everyone, and your time starts now. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Do I see any answers here? I should see first in the last question. Okay, Feza. Okay. Quickly tell me the answers for these questions, and now these have diagonal reflections, so make sure that you guys actually focus on that as well. Yes, Feza, I heard that. Quickly, quickly. Is the time over? And now that the time is over, Abdul says second is B. Okay. Oh, MTX is here too. He says D. Abdul says second is B. First is D. He says. Okay, let's see the first one. The trick here is go backwards. So first I'm going to open this one. If I do, I'll get the dot here. Then I open the entire thing up. I'll get 2 dots here, which is D, which is perfect. Let's do for this one as well. First I do this, I would get it here. Then I open this, I would get a circle here. There is no circle on this side of the figure, so it would be B, and that is perfect. Hold on, I'm a little confused here. Oh, B cannot be it. Let's see again. This and this is not matching. It should have been a little bit in the middle at the bottom side of it. So the placement is not matching. Placement is perfect with A. So we do have 3 dots, but the placement is a little different, so it should be A. Fiza says she doesn't understand. Fiza, go backwards. Go step by step backwards. Try to open the paper up. So, and every step that you open, reflect the dot on whatever line you're opening it. So for example, you open this line, your dot would be reflected. You open this bottom line, the top ones are reflected. So I hope you guys got it, and this would be it from my side. Now for the next live, you guys have another live for 11 plus maths on this Saturday, which is September 17. So be ready for it, and do have your pen and papers with you ready for your exciting live that may happen. For whichever kids who are going to give their 11 plus within the same week or in the next week, all the best everyone. Stay focused, stay motivated. You guys can do it. You guys are doing very, very well. And with that note, I would like to take my leave. It was really great with you, and I'll see you guys the next time. Bye, take care.